Hello folks, my name is Mark, this is Why I Hate the World. How you guys doing? So, everybody hates Facebook now. I don't know why it's suddenly now. I mean, the thing is, the thing that Facebook is accused of doing is something that we've known that they've been doing for years. And it's not just Facebook, it's all the social media sites out there. For those of you who, haven't been paying attention to this, basically it came out at Facebook sold, your data, and companies like Cambridge Analytica used it to target people during the election and stuff like that. And during that investigation into Cambridge Analytica, lots of the dirty little details about what Facebook does collect and who they sell it to and who they've allowed to access your data has come to light. And people are like, surprised. Apparently there was a company that went and, with Facebook's permission, scraped a bunch of data off of everybody's sites, and then there was like a questionnaire or something, and then if you did the questionnaire, then it would go to your people and your friends on Facebook and scrape all of their data without their permission, shit like that, right? And, the thing about it is that, yeah, it's seedy and all that shit, and some of it's actually may be illegal, especially when it comes to the Cambridge Analytica stuff. But number one, this is all things that you agreed to in the Facebook terms of service, right? So it's kind of hard for me to blame Facebook for this stuff when they tell you they're going to do it. Here's the thing, right? Nobody reads the terms of service, right? I would be lying if I told you that I read it, okay? But I've read enough about what these companies do and how they make their money to know that anything you put on there is not going to stay private. All right, why do you think they're free? All right, why do you think Facebook is free? Why do you think social media in general, Tinder and fucking Instagram and Pinterest and all those other ones that they use. I mean, in fact, Facebook owns Instagram as well, right? And you'll notice everybody is like leaving Facebook, but they're not leaving Instagram. Okay, which kind of goes to show that it's all just like PR. People really don't know what the hell's going on. And but what do you think all of these social media sites, how do they make their money? All right, why are they all free? Right? They're free because they make their money selling data. That's how they make their money. It's not through advertisements. It's not through anything that they sell on the site or through games or any shit like that. It's through, it's through selling your data. It's going on, and so that people can, like Cambridge Analytica, can pay them and get detailed, demographic data about a certain area and then target ads to those people. Whether it's for an election or whether it's for a new brand of socks, it doesn't matter. That's how they make their money, right? And they tell you this. They tell you this in the terms of service. We will share our information with, certain third parties. Even if you opt out, right? Even if there's some of them have, some social media sites will have a little box that says you can opt out of selling your data. There'll still be a clause that says we will sell it anyway to our selected third-party people, right? Because that's how they make their money. So it's like, so just we should have known that. I mean, that's the thing. There's been people who have been saying this for years. You should have known by now. That's what they're doing with your data. You should have known that if you go on a place like Facebook or even fucking MySpace, if they're still around, I don't even know, or whatever, all the different, fucking, even things like the one with the LinkedIn, the one with the jobs, right? All of those, that's how they make their money, right? They're making it by selling data that you put in, whether, it's through your contacts, right? Because look at the kind of data that these things collect. You go on, you post some bullshit, you tag yourself where you were that day, right? How many people do that? In fucking Los Angeles doing blah, 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 eating lunch at this restaurant. Bing, right? How many people do that shit? And then they see where you were, right? Some of them will even have algorithms that scan the context of your post to see if you mention a product or some shit like that. oh, he's at this mall shopping at this store, right? Before you know it, you start getting ads for that store. I'm serious, that's what it is. And it's not just, the company themselves. Third parties do this stuff too. So Facebook themselves might not scan to that level of detail. Other people are, right? And here's the other thing, is that you don't need Facebook's permission to do this, okay? Because it's public data. So there's this, Facebook allowed this one company to go and scrape data. They didn't have to allow anybody. Anybody can do it. It's all public facing. So, there is no law against. It's like basically like going through a phone book and collecting numbers. Nobody says you can't do that, right? Well, same shit on Facebook. You can make a bot. Your bot can go on Facebook. It can scrape data. It can get names and phone numbers. Some people are stupid enough to put their fucking phone numbers on there. I never understood that shit. It can get it can see your familiar relations. If you're dumb enough to say who your parents are, who your kids are, who your significant other is, in a relationship with, bam, it's complicated with, whatever, right? It could find out where you work. All of these, you can make a bot to do all of this stuff down to the level of going inside and examining the words inside of each individual post that you make. There's no law against that. It's 100% legal because this is information you put into the public. This is all of this you volunteered this information, right? I mean, that's why it's like, so easy to find people, like if you, the cops are able to catch people so often. I mean, how many dumbasses have you seen that have gone on Facebook and bragged about crimes they've committed? All right. I mean, it's the same fucking thing. So it's like, why are you going to tell people where you live? Why are you going to tell people like what you do for a living? That, here's like, if you have friends and family, they already know where you live and what you do for a living. So why do you have to broadcast that to the world? I have a Facebook profile. I use a fake name. I don't say where I work or where I live, right? Anybody who wanted to figure it out probably could. They probably could go on, and if they knew my name in real life, they could find one of my relatives and then through deductive reasoning find out this is my Facebook profile. But I'm not volunteering this information. I'm not saying all of this shit. I work for this company. I live on this street. Here's my phone number. Here's my blood type. Here's my social security number. No, I don't do that. It's because because that information will be misused, And it's like you should have known that. If you're upset that you're being sold, and your information is being sold as a commodity, you should have known it was going to happen. All right. So I don't really have any sympathy for anyone who's upset over this kind of thing. And if you want to blame people for misusing the data, blame Cambridge Analytica. All right. Facebook is not. Facebook is in the business of selling data. Who they sell it to, yeah, maybe they shouldn't have sold it to a company that fucking rigs elections, right? But they got to make money somehow, So it's like, and it's not. That's the thing, is that it's not just them. They're just the biggest players in town. It's all of them. It's every social media site you go to where you have a profile, okay, where you put in information, and it's even Google. Google does the same shit, Fucking Google Plus, YouTube, right? I mean, even the Google fucking search engine is keeping all of those searches that you do, right? So whenever you go on there and you search for something, something that you need to buy light bulbs this day, whatever. I want to get tickets to fucking, I don't know, Universal Studios, whatever. And then you'll start noticing all those ads will pop up. Oh look, Universal Studios, $50 off, right? That's exactly what's happening, right? That's the business that they're in. So be aware, take steps if it really concerns you, right? Which to be honest, it really shouldn't, because, you're one upon 7 billion people. No one's going to be able to target you specifically. And if they wanted to, there's really not much you could do about it, right? But if it does concern you, then take steps to protect your identity online. Don't use your real name. Don't ever put your address anywhere, right, that you don't trust. That isn't like your bank or some shit like that. And even then, you should be like aware, Don't put credit card numbers on the internet for things you don't trust. Don't put your social security number on things, for websites you don't trust, shit like that. Be aware of these things because that's the future. That's how, I remember just back in the day, back in the 90s, people couldn't figure out how to monetize the internet. It was like, oh, it's revolutionary, blah, 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 but nobody wasn't making any money. They couldn't, beyond eBay, nobody knew how to actually make money, on the internet. This is how you do it. You make money by selling the information to the people that use it. It's not going away. That's the other thing. It's not going away. So, yeah, people delete your Facebook account if you want to. I mean, I sold my Facebook stock. It went down. I still made, a decent amount of cash on it. But, it's not going to change. It's not, you're not going to be able to pass any laws to get rid of this shit because this is what makes the internet, tick. Anyway, adios, folks.